Lotus.
I knew you were gonna do it. It didn't catch me off guard this time. It didn't.
Oh, for
It didn't. So you did this last time, but it didn't. It didn't the whole thing.
Anchor. I swear to God, if you weren't like keeping this pod alive, I'd hate you so much.
We're keeping their platform alive. Anchor is tanking. I fear it is tanking.
Yeah, she is. For sure.
But they don't listen to this. Whatever. They're not sponsoring us. Anchor. If there was a better platform than you guys, we would be there. Trust.
Oh, for sure.
Trust.
Also, Anchor, if you don't want us to say all of this, maybe you should sponsor us.
Maybe you should
we
pay
won't
us.
say it.
I don't know. Maybe you should.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Khalifa,
there is
how are
actually
you
an option.
feeling?
I feel like shit. There is actually an option for us to get paid, but only for American, which is like really xenophobic, but whatever.
Yeah. What the fuck's that about?
I'm feeling devastated. I am so devastated. We heard some really devastating news today. It's really, really upsetting, and I'm still upset.
Yeah, me too.
I don't want to get into it too much. I don't know if we're gonna make I don't know if we're gonna have an entire topic about this, but I also do kind of want to talk about it a little bit because it's so fresh and it's still pissing me off.
Yeah, no, I'd say let's get into it. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, today the news came out that Multiverse of Madness is going to be banned where we live.
And that is Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, for those who are not like caught up like with the MCU and don't know what that is.
Yeah. And for those who don't know what the MCU is,
that's the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's those really popular movies that everybody likes, including us. And it was devastating because this movie specifically, we've both been looking forward to for so long. Other MCU movies have been banned before, but none have stung like this one. And it's just been like it's we can't even like talk freely about this. Like it's so oppressive, but
bitch, we're not representing anybody. Like
it's just so it's such bullshit. It is such bullshit.
Yeah, and
if you don't want kids to see whatever you're afraid of kids seeing, you can just like slap an 18+ rating on it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that. This is banning an entire movie is so fucking dumb for whatever reason. Like it's so dumb.
Look, I need to
regardless of the reason.
I need to preface this with something. We have been for maybe a year and a half now, if not 2 years. We've been
since WandaVision wrapped.
Well, no, since it was going on, since it started, I think.
So around like January last year.
Yeah, for like a year now, we have been like Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness has been in our number one spot in like the most anticipated movies. Like
most anticipated anything,
yeah. More than fucking Spider-Man No Way Home. People made such a huge deal for Spider-Man No Way Home. Me and Khalifa didn't give a shit. Like, we're excited, but like, no, we were like, okay, no, Multiverse of Madness is where it's gonna be at, you know?
This is our No Way Home. This is our No Way Home. You know what I mean?
This is why this stings so much, because we have put in, like, okay, we've set the stage for the Multiverse of Madness spoiler cast a year ago. Like, we have hyped this movie the fuck up. We talk about this movie all the time in private. We're like, ooh, it's gonna be so good, it's gonna be so bad. Oh my god, the theater experience, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We've been just so excited for this movie, and just when we're so close, like 2 weeks before the movie comes out, we get to hear this news. It's like
devastating news, and it's the rollout is always so fucking because the news comes out that it's banned in this country, and then it gets banned in all the surrounding countries like a few minutes later, and it's like, can you like decide by yourself?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Can we not think as a collective? Where's the individualism in all of this? You know what I mean? It's just really frustrating and devastating, and like I'm starting to get really sick of this shit. Really sick of this shit. It's
I want to
starting to get
mention
on my
why the
nerves.
movie is banned. The movie is banned because there is a character who's a part of the LGBTQ community, and it's like, okay, I get it because like we're living in like a religious like environment. Well, not it's not even a religious environment. Like the government is very religious, so
Yes.
because of that, everyone has to abide by everything and like whatever. They don't want to spread the gay, but I don't know. This just doesn't make sense to me because we see murderers all the time in movies, and they don't ban that. We see,
Yeah, it
we
doesn't make a
see,
lot of sense.
we see like a lot of demonic shit, like in horror movies,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
Oh
cinema.
my god. Like
That is
the
against our religion.
the
Why can
the
that be shown?
Exorcist movies pop off here. And it's like they're drawing the fucking star of the devil, and it's like, oh, that's okay, I guess, but this isn't. It's just so strange that this is like the one thing that's
Mhm.
so like so awful and ridiculous that you have to ban a movie about. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And it's like,
Mhm.
listen, if we want to be real, whenever an elite season comes out on Netflix, it's the most streamed thing here.
It's
You
the
know what I
number
mean?
one thing here, like
It's
on
the
Netflix.
like
Yeah.
people finish that shit in like a day whenever, and that show has a lot of people of that community
Yeah.
in it. So it's like, make it make sense. Like, I don't know. Like, people know that those people exist. Okay. Like, it's a thing. Like, I just
Like
don't understand banning the fucking
having
movie over. I just don't.
no,
I don't get it.
exactly. And look, I understand Disney by not like accepting cutting out those parts because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, like we're putting them there for a reason. But
Yeah.
someone seeing someone gay doesn't turn them gay. That's one. Two,
Can you imagine?
bitch. Whatever. I know a lot of gay people that have seen a lot of straight media, and that didn't turn them straight. So like, make it make. Anyways, um, what was my second point? I forgot what my second point was. Never mind. Yeah,
I don't
no.
know.
Just because we see it doesn't mean like, okay, just because it's here, it's not like a statement that, oh, everyone in the country agrees with this or whatever. It's like, no, it's a movie. Like
It's
it's a
just a
character.
movie. It's literally just a movie. Like, it's not. You're not gonna legalize everything by
Mhm.
not banning the movie. You know what I mean? So
Bitch,
it's
we
it's
have
it's just
movies
like,
that have drug use here, and like you don't whatever.
you don't ban
Whatever.
that.
We don't whatever. What
It's
the
just like
whatever.
it doesn't.
It's frustrating.
It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating.
What's frustrating? I'll tell you something. This isn't even like the most bullshit like banning that has happened recently. For me, I think the banning that was more bullshit was Turning Red, but I'm not passionate about that movie, so like I didn't care that much. I still cared.
That was bullshit.
That was
That was bullshit. That was
like,
even more bullshit than that, because that one doesn't even like make a lick of sense. I haven't seen the
yeah.
movie. I want to preface that by saying that.
Me too. Me too.
But the reasoning that was given is just like, it's so funny. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like
What?
it was banned because of implications of puberty. What the fuck
What
does that
that
even mean?
mean?
God,
that
like
even
who the fuck is running this shit? Like who's running
I
who's
don't.
running like the banning committee? Like that's who I want to talk to.
I can't. I cannot. Implications of puberty. That doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, like this girl is going
And
through.
you know there are some like sheep that follow everything that the government does, and like
Yeah.
my brother is one of these people, okay? And like when he heard about this, he was like, well, maybe there's like she goes through puberty and she starts having sexual desires. I'm like, it's a Disney movie. It's like
It's a
that's
Disney
not gonna
movie, and
happen.
also that's what happens in real life.
Well, yeah, true.
Like, what?
But this is a
But
movie
also, it's
aimed
a
for
Disney
kids.
movie.
Of course, it's not gonna have that. Like,
Yeah. It's just so fucking stupid. It's so fucking stupid, and I don't understand it, and it's frustrating, and I'm getting really sick of it. And it's only gotten worse. Like, it wasn't this bad before.
Yeah, no, because the first case I remember of this happening was the Danish girl, which actually came out here, but like for a day.
Like, I guess that makes more sense.
And it came out here for a day. Someone got triggered because there's a trans character.
Yeah.
And they made like a tweet and like they
and,
removed the
and they
movie.
released it here, and then
Yeah.
like, yeah, that I can kind of get the thought process because it's the entire movie, and it's like, okay, sure, okay, whatever. In all of the other cases, they're just really small parts, and they're not the main focus of the movie at all.
Oh, for sure. Bitch, Cruella, for example. What the fuck was that? Like, there's no like,
I don't.
like, why did Cruella
It's
get banned? That's what I want to know. Like,
because
obviously
of
we know,
the
but
yeah, we know, but like, also that's also a small part. You know what I mean? Like,
very.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I hope
It's getting very frustrating.
I hope theaters go like lose a lot of money here.
Yeah, me too.
Like I hope the theater industry here like crashes and burns because they keep banning everything. So it's like,
They keep banning
of course
everything.
they're gonna crash and burn. I hope they crash and burn and they realize
Me
that
too,
this is like bullshit.
Me too. Wallah.
It's
And like,
frustrating. It's so frustrating.
I just wish that there's like an unofficial theater here that releases every movie uncut. And it's like this thing where it's like, oh, come at your own
Risk
come at your
or
own.
whatever.
Yeah, like yani, yeah, like yani, you should know that nothing is cut here. So if you're coming here, that means that you
Honestly,
agree to see everything.
honestly, they probably already exist, but only for like uber rich people.
Well,
Like I'm sure,
can we get a sugar
like
downer?
I'm sure, I'm sure like some uber rich people have advanced screening for Multiverse of Madness. Like it probably exists here, but
Ugh.
for the general public, we're just stuck with these decisions, and it's like
Yeah.
it's just frustrating. And we can voice
No,
our
and it's like,
frustrations. It's
yeah, for sure.
okay. We're just frustrated. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, and like it's because this is like a bigger deal than just this movie. And you mentioned this, like, what would this mean for the future? Because this is a cinematic universe, so these characters
Yes.
are gonna be in other movies as well.
Yes.
So, what does this mean for future movies, like bigger movies, like an Avengers movie, or like
Imagine if Black Panther had been banned before Infinity War. Like, how much would we have missed out on?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. These movies are connected. You have to see everything.
Yeah.
So the fact that like this is completely messing up the schedule and we have to watch this when it comes out on streaming or whatever and blah blah blah. And it's like it's just like now it's not fun anymore. And it's like you're just sucking the fun out of everything.
For sure.
That's
yeah.
It's just such a frustrating. It's just so frustrating.
It's just such a terrible situation, to be honest. Like it's like I don't know. We're in 2022, and bitch, like when it was like 2008, I remember seeing boobs in like the movie theaters. Like
I'm telling you, it has gotten worse over time. And I don't know how, like, we're going backwards. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. But the spoiler cast will be coming out.
Bitch, you know it is because, honey, we're planning to go to the real one, okay? UAE. Thank you for being the real one.
Me and Mubarak have figured out a plan to watch this movie. We are going to watch it. We still haven't really, like, it's still not set in stone, so I don't want to promise anything, but it's looking likely that the spoiler cast will come out the day of the movie because we will be seeing it. We'll get into it either like the next episode of the pod, because it's gonna be, I don't know, or the one after it.
We might make like an announcement thing. We might make like an announcement thing like we did for Eternals, and then like talk about our situation there. But babies, MKBs, we are going above and beyond to provide this content for you.
This is totally not for our enjoyment. This is totally just for the pod. Like, we're doing all of this. We don't even want to see the movie. We're just doing all of this for the pod.
Yeah.
You know what? We're not even excited for the movie, to be honest. We're just like we're like spending a lot of money for the spoiler cast to come out on time. So if you want to thank us,
what's the name of the co-lead? Wadha?
What?
It was a joke. It was a
What
joke.
type
Like,
of joke
oh
was that? I don't get it.
no, it's like Wanda. Like, it's like, oh, I don't know her name, and I'm like, oh, is her
Oh,
name Wapha?
not love. So yeah, we've planned something. We don't know if it's gonna pan out. It's gonna be a disaster if it happens anyways. And it's gonna be such a
Yeah,
fun
it's gonna be a
such a
fun.
fun podcast episode.
It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun. You might
It's
get
gonna be
like a
so fun.
special episode, like when we do all that. Who
Yeah,
knows?
you might get what, I don't know. But yeah. Anyways, so I don't have a clever transition for this topic. So we're just gonna get into it. But this is something we thought of I thought of on the fly. I don't want to say we because I came up with this idea. Sorry.
Yeah. No, period.
I'm taking all the credit. That's why there's no transition this time, because I was like, this is such my episode.
Period.
I'm just kidding.
You really said CEO. That's your
I'm the
transition
CEO,
for you. Wink,
and
wink.
you're the co-CEO, but I'm the CEO. I own 51% of this company, and you own 49%.
Bitch, that was the transition. Wink, wink.
Oh, shit!
I was trying to hand it to you.
I totally just caught it. Sorry. So Mubarak is graduating in like 2 weeks, which is crazy, and I'm graduating in like 2 years, which is also crazy.
A year. Let's calm down.
A year and a half. I don't know. A year and a half, 2 years. I don't know. Because I've been thinking I like might want to relax a little bit because I am overworking myself. So we thought it'd be fun if we like make fake interviews for each other, and like make up like fake companies, and like we're the fake interviewees or whatever. And we pulled up like a list of questions we have in front of us from like thankyouMilitary.com. For the list of questions we're about to ask each other. So yeah, that should be fun. I don't know, like have you ever done an interview?
Not for a job, but I have done multiple interviews. Yeah,
I've done one. Didn't get me anywhere, unfortunately. But
you had a TV interview before.
Okay, so like I'm specifically talking about like the type of interview where they ask these questions. I have had like a lot of TV interviews and like just normal interviews because I was
just your average local celebrity.
I was a local celebrity at my school, so all the interviews were for me. I remember in 4th grade, we had like this, not in 4th grade, it was like third whoa, 3rd grade, not third, 3rd grade. We had like this like common thing. Do you remember that common?
Yeah,
or common, the math thing. And I had gotten like 1st place or whatever, and me and a bunch of other people went downstairs to like the meeting room where they meet all like where like our school's president like meets with the staff or whatever. And it was like I was so shocked, and my mom was there. I think all of our parents were there. And they were asking me questions, and I choked, and like I was only answering with yes and and that's literally one of my worst experiences ever. I was like, I could have eaten that interview, but all I said was yes, and the other people with me were eating it up. They were like, yes, I'm like, yeah, work.
Okay, no, but remember there was okay, we said this in the pod before, but in our country we have these really big final tests that like they're a huge deal that everyone cares about.
Oh my god, I know what you're about to say.
They are a huge deal that everyone cares about for some reason.
Oh my
like 40-year-old people care about, and like they call us and like, how did you do in them or whatever. Anyways,
oh my god,
we walked out of one of the exams, and there were like newspaper people there, and they wanted to interview us, and they're like, how was the exam? I think
my god,
I think I lied. The exam was really hard, but I think I lied, and I was like, it was piss easy, girl. Like,
we all said it was easy. We were all coming out. We were like, oh, first of all, it was me, you, and 2 other people, I think.
Yeah.
We all looked like shit. We all looked like shit. And that day, the thing I was wearing had like a weird, like yellow thing on the back of it, and it was like, I was like, this is so embarrassing. And I was going to the interview room. I figured out what that was. You know what that was?
What?
So, like, my driver at the time had just picked up like Haris, and he
Oh,
put it like in the front seat where I usually sit, and then
oh my
dropped it
god.
off. And
Oh my
but like
god.
there was like some remains of like, not remains, like the din
Yeah. No, no, I get
from it
what you. Yeah.
was on the chair, was on
For
the seat.
context, for people who are not from a culture that's similar to us, haris is like a cultural food that has a lot of oil in it. So like the pot that holds it is usually oily as well.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's also like the most disgusting looking like food you'll ever see. I'm so
Literally looks
sorry.
like prison food.
It looks so disgusting, and I've never tasted it, and I never will. That's just my MO.
I remember eating it when I was young. It was tasty.
Ugh, I would never. It literally looks so fucking disgusting. And I just learned that like meat, or like chicken is one of the components. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, that's why I made it clear when I was young, because
How was
she doesn't
chicken
eat
in
chicken.
that?
A bitch, it's like mystery meat. It's like so minced and so like spread out. Whatever, I can't even describe it.
It looks so disgusting.
It
Anyways,
literally looks
yes,
like a blob. It's a blob.
it's a
Okay.
blob. It's a blob. And anyway, so that interview day was a mess. And the pictures they put out on the newspapers, I literally looked like a murderer. I looked like I had just gotten out of a fight.
Mhm.
I was so fucking. We all looked like, none of us looked good, but I
Yeah.
looked the
Well,
worst. I
no, no,
was.
don't drag me into this, bitch. I look good.
No, you did not. No, you did
Don't
not.
drag me into.
And we made it very clear that you didn't, and none of us did. Like even the person that was with us did not. So
Okay.
it's like we all made it clear that we looked like trash, but I was the trashiest. I looked so fucking bad, and it was like in black and white. It was like not, it was not the serve. It was not the serve. I'm sure like there's a copy of the newspaper somewhere out there, and I will find it and I will
Do you
burn it.
remember what the headline was? Because they always throw people under the bus with the headline.
They were like, Amar ibn Khattab students say the exam was easy. And like everybody was complaining that the exam was hard. And I remember very clearly my mom was like, you're gonna get heat for this. And I'm like,
yeah.
period. We love that.
Bitch, funny story. My brother, when he was young, they did like an interview thing for the first day of school with him. Okay, and I don't know. He talked a lot, and he was like, "Oh, what does like a first day of school mean to you?" And he's like, "A first day of school means like new beginnings. Like I get a new bag, I get a new pencil case, new whatever, blah blah blah." The interviewer did my brother dirty by making the headline my brother's name and then quote, "New year means new bag for me." And my brother was like, that they made me sound like the most shallow person in the entire world. Like,
That's
not
so
new
fucking,
year,
that's an
new bag.
iconic headline. Oh my god. That's amazing.
It's so funny. And they took a
Anyways,
picture of him, like, whatever, yeah.
we have to get into it. We have to get into it because we're running low on time. Okay. So
Okay.
so the first part I'm gonna be the interviewee in the first part, and in the
All right.
second part you're gonna be you're gonna be the interviewee. So it's like, okay, so your company is like a regular like software company or whatever, okay?
No, not you telling me how, like, what my company's about.
Because that's my major.
Not you telling me what my company's about. I tell you what my
What's your
company's about.
company? Okay, what's your company?
My company is basically like this. Okay, it's like this backup data server management company. Okay.
Okay.
That already sounds boring. Okay. So should we start?
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Okay.
Should we start?
So yeah, so tell me to come in.
Okay. You may knock.
Can I come in?
Come in.
Hello. Oh my god, I love the building. It's so, oh my god, when I
Let's
came
cut
in
right
it
to the
felt like
case.
okay, that's totally fair. I love a workplace that that we get right into the work. I love that.
Okay. We
All
have
right.
like 15 interviews today, so let's get this done quick. Hello.
Okay, hello. Hi.
Are you Khalifa?
It's actually pronounced Khalifa, but a lot of people mispronounce it. It's fine. It's a very ethnic name. I get that. That's totally fine.
All right, thanks, Khalifa. So your application was very interesting to look at.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, what is? Yeah, tell me about yourself. Who are
Tell
you?
you about myself. Yes.
That's your answer?
No, you just said or, and I'm like waiting for you to continue. I'm so sorry.
No, I didn't say or.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard that. Apologies. Tell
Do you
you
have
about
hearing
myself.
problems, by the way? Because we have like a thing with like people with disabilities, and we can get you like in that pack.
I actually have a hearing problem, but it's not recognized as an actual disability. I have asked around, so I will have to be, you know, I will have to be considered a regular able-bodied person. Thank you very much.
Okay, so about
Um,
yourself, you have a disability. Next question. No, I'm kidding. Tell me about yourself.
wow, you're so. Oh my! I love a funny interviewer. That's great. I
You know,
haven't
I have
met a
my
lot of
days.
those. They're always really grumpy. About myself, wow. Like, where do you want me to begin? I come from a very hardworking family, and I've had those values instilled in me from a very, very young age. So I pride myself on being very hardworking and very, you know, and you know.
What is so funny?
It's not. When it's just so funny to me because whenever I think about my background, I think about all the good times I had with my family and all that, and it just makes me laugh. This is a happy laugh, not a funny laugh. I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so you're a
Um,
family person.
I'm a family person. I love my family. I love
Okay.
my family.
Oh, period. Okay.
Yes.
Do you love your siblings? Do you have like a sibling that you're very fond of?
I have two actually that I really, really love. Unfortunately, one is a little feisty with me, but karma has it works its ways, and they've
Mhm.
apologized, and we're good now. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So you claim to be a hard worker, Khalifa, but I'm seeing here in your application that your GPA is a 2. Can you explain that, please?
Well, yes. So, when I was in university, I was under a lot of mental stress due to the aforementioned disability and other sources of stress. So, I was having a really tough time keeping up with my studies. I don't think it's necessarily. I don't think it's an indicator of my performance as a human being and as a person. It's just an indicator of how the environment I was living in at the time was affecting me, like my actual
Mm.
environment at home and my physical and mental health. Yes, I don't think that's an indicator of me not being hardworking or any of that. Because as you can see on my application, I
Mhm.
switched major and I finished my other major very, very quickly. So I am really
Okay.
hardworking. Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. So since the application's GPA is a little bit low, would you mind going on like these placement tests that our company provides so we know how good how much you know this like your stuff?
It's you're starting a lot for an interviewer. That's interesting. Um, um,
Not you calling out like remember who owns this building, honey. Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
I am totally,
We're
I am
not
perfectly.
besties. You can't say shit like that.
I apologize. I'm just so like your vibe is just so wonderful that I immediately connected with you on that level. I apologize for overstepping my boundaries. Totally sorry. I am totally okay with going on placement tests. Actually, I am looking forward to them because I that way I can prove to you that I am a right fit for this company. Yeah.
Ask sir. Okay. What kind of personality do you work best with, and why?
I work with a personality. Um, I work with people that are good with following orders, because I myself am an order follower, and I love to work with colleagues that are the same as me. I don't really love. I think there's value in someone being a little out there and a little creative with the work they do.
Mhm.
It's just I don't necessarily think, oh, we are a good fit. I'm much more of a orders follow orders person. Yes. Hmm.
Interesting. If
Yeah.
you were an animal, which one would you be and why?
That's an interesting question, and I wonder how it relates to the interview. But I
Ask
know I
military.com.
I think these psychology tests are really interesting. If I were an animal, I'd be a bird. Is that an animal? Does that count as an animal, interviewer, Mr. Saletli?
Um, sure. Why would you be a bird?
I would love to be a bird because I stay like um, staying still scares me.
Hmm.
Being still
Okay.
scares me. Let me
Hmm.
move my chair to the back. Um, I love moving from one place to another. I love, I just hate staying still in one place. I hate a routine.
Hmm.
I love discovering new things. I love doing new things. I love constantly challenging myself. So yes, I'd be a bird.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
If I were your supervisor and asked you to do something that you disagree with, what would you do? How would you deal with that?
I disagree with in what sense?
Like, I order something from you that you don't want to do.
Can you give me an example?
Like, get out of this room.
Um, well, if I was working for your company and you're my supervisor, I would obviously put my personal opinions about everything aside because we are in a working environment, and I would follow your orders as they are told to be. I would follow your
Okay.
orders. I would.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
What are 3 positive characteristics about you?
About positive characteristics. Oh, let me
Mhm.
pull out the list. Okay. 3 positive characteristics about me is that I'm very hardworking, as aforementioned. It's my favorite word.
Mhm.
um, I, I am,
You got
I
humor.
am,
That's gonna get you somewhere. Hmm.
I am very humorous. Yes, and I am a very, I'm a very positive person. I'm very
Mm.
positive in life. I always love to look at the bright side of things. I am such an optimist, and I will always, even at the hardest moments, I will always try to pull through. Yes.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay, interesting.
Yes.
How do you feel about taking no for an answer?
Um, I'm okay with taking no for an answer. I'm not if I will try to convince the other person to hear me out and hear my point of view and hopefully give me a yes. But if it's a no, I also don't like pestering people. You know what I mean? If it's a no, I also I accept no for an answer and I try to find ways to work around that. You know what I mean? A no for
Mhm.
an answer doesn't mean I'm locked out of whatever I want to do forever. It just means that this road is not going to take me there and I have to look for another one. So yeah, I'm okay with taking no for an answer. I
Okay.
ate that up, bitch. I ate that up.
Okay. Who are you talking? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking to? Mr. Khalifa. One of my
Yes.
last questions. What do you know
Yes.
about this company, and why do you want a job here?
This company. Oh my God. This is actually, I didn't want to say this in the interview because I didn't want it to come off that way. But this has actually been my dream job. When I was a young person, I want to say like maybe 11 or 12, I saw, um, oh, actually, no, one of your representatives had visited us at our school.
Mm.
And they had given like this, this very kid-friendly presentation about like data or whatever. And then they gave out pens and t-shirts. And I still
Mm.
have the pen with me. I've wanted to work here since then, and I've been gunning for this position. So
Mm.
to even be considered for an interview is such a privilege and such an honor, and thank you for that.
Okay, interesting. Last
Yeah.
question. The teacher, not the teacher. I'm sorry. The T-shirt that was handed out to you when you were young. Do you still fit in it?
I do not because it was a size. It was for 12-year-olds.
Irregular
I
eating habits.
I
Okay.
am a 21-year-old, and I don't appreciate the dig about me being short. But you know what? This is an interview, and I'm not gonna take that take that take that further. Take that
Okay.
question of lining further, whatever it's called.
Um. Okay. Sure. Before you leave, Mr. Khalifa, I would like to
Yes.
ask you: do you mind if we take into account the pigmentation of your skin when it comes to hiring you?
If you want to take it into account in a positive way because you need diversity, go ahead. If you don't, you can just leave it out. That's okay.
Interesting. Have a good day,
Because
Mr. Khalifa.
because here's the thing, no, because
You'll be hearing back from us.
because I want to explain my stance.
Mm-hmm.
I always try to use what I have to get me where I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a positive thing about me, my skin tone, and you want to hire me because of that, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I take my chances where I can get them. If you don't, then don't. But you will be hearing from if that's the case, you will be hearing from the New York Times soon. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Khalifa. Don't call
Thank you so
us.
much.
We'll
This was so
call you.
wonderful. This was so
We'll
wonderful.
call
Thank
you.
you. Okay.
Please leave the
Okay.
premises
No,
of the
but it's
building.
okay.
Thank
No,
you.
you don't have to. You don't have to be so insistent.
Someone's gonna
That's
escort
okay.
you out.
That's okay. There's nobody else behind me. I'm the last interviewer.
Can someone get this
Interviewee.
man out, please?
I'm leaving. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. And
That was fun.
scene. Period. What did you think of that?
I did so terrible. I will say I was a little impressed with some of my answers and how bullshit they were. I was a little impressed with that.
Do you want to hear my assessment?
Sure.
You did not get the job.
Okay. Now we do you, okay? So
okay, period.
So okay. So
we need to cap it up, okay?
I'm gonna ask interesting questions. I will say.
I'm gonna be capped.
Like, do you know the animal question?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be asking questions like that.
Okay, period. Okay.
Yeah. Mixed in
put me
with
on the spot, bitch.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. So okay, my company is should we do the same company?
If you want, or if you want to go wild with it and have a different idea, you can do that too.
My company is also a random, because we have the same major. Yeah. My company is also a random data company, whatever. Okay.
Okay. Period.
So it's okay. Start. Okay. Come in.
Hello, somebody.
Hello. Come in.
Hi.
Hi. You forgot to close the door behind you, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
You can take a seat. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I loved waiting 2 hours in queue for this interview. It was really fun. How about you?
We do apologize for that. Our company is extremely successful, so we have a lot of applicants every year. I will say we do not appreciate that tone in this workspace. So if you are, if you do get the job, we expect behavior a little bit better from that, and I will be marking that on my interview thing. I am so sorry, but that's just how it works.
Okay, I apologize. I was just trying to lighten the mood.
The mood's already light, but thank you. So, can you please help me pronounce your last name?
Actually, because this interview is recorded, we can't say my last name because I'm gonna be sent behind the sun. But okay. It's pronounced slutty.
Mubarak Slutty. Okay. That's interesting last name, but I mean we've had a lot of interesting last names the past few years. We're diversifying our company, so we've had a lot of very ethnic, very I miss the Michaels and the Johns, but this is good too. So Mubarak.
Interesting. Yes.
I want to start off by a light question.
All right.
What was the last book you read?
Oh, okay. The last book that I read, I wasn't expecting that question. That's a really good question.
I know. I'm aware. Nobody ever expects it.
The last book that I read was Note to Self by Connor Franta.
Interesting. What do you know about the author Connor Franta? So
Connor Franta is a YouTuber. Because reading is such a hobby of mine, I don't only read academic books. I read books for entertainment as well. It's what I
Okay.
spend my free time on. So I
Mm-hmm.
really like a light book that I can just read on the go that entertains me. And
Mm-hmm.
since I'm like a deep thinker, the book is like basically a poetry book, and
Mm-hmm.
yes, just talks about like stuff in like an artistic way that really speaks to me. But if you want
That
like
is
the last academic book that I've read, that is going to be Fundamentals of Calculus.
no. Well, we actually, I asked you just about a book in general.
Oh, okay.
I was not looking at academic books. But thank you for mentioning that.
Of course.
But if you thought that was going to get you somewhere, it's not. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah.
Okay, Note to Self by Connor Franta. I'm
Mhm.
reading about it here, and it seems to be targeted at teenagers.
Mhm.
Um, you are a 21-year-old man.
Mhm.
What would you? How would you? I mean, I've read a lot of books that were targeted towards teenagers while I
Mhm.
was this age. It's fine, but how would you explain that to someone that isn't open-minded, that doesn't understand
Mhm.
that books for teenagers are also books for everyone? Like, how would you justify you reading this book?
So here's the thing actually. Books that are targeted towards teenagers are such like it I think it's such a niche genre of books because once you become like a young adult, you kind of grow like you kind of outgrow them, and I've outgrown my teenage years so much that I really don't remember how my mind worked as a teenager. So I've recently taken up teenage books to kind of reconnect with my younger self because I just feel so disconnected from him.
It's an interesting question. Why do you feel the need to reconnect with your teenage self?
Because I feel like for me to be the best version of myself, I need to channel every version of myself and
Hmm.
kind of what
I'm
is
going
the
to
word?
stop you right there, Mr. Mbalak. This is a Muslim company, and we do not believe in channeling. I will have to mark that down, but
Oh no,
thank
Mr.
you.
No, Mr.
Thank
Khalifa.
you.
Mr. Khalifa, no, I hope you don't misunderstand. I don't mean channeling in any kind of spiritual way. I just mean in like a personal, introspective way, just trying to reconnect with every version of myself, just so I'm all of those abilities combined.
Interesting. Okay. Um, okay. Why should we hire you?
I think you should hire me because honestly, I have a different kind of energy than anyone that you'd meet. And I feel like I take that energy everywhere with me. And
Mhm.
if you hire me in your esteemed, prestigious company, I feel like I'll be able to do the work because I do have a strong work ethic while
Mhm.
also having fun with it and trying to lighten the rigor of the work for my uh, coworkers.
I find it interesting that this is the second time you've mentioned lightening up the mood.
Mhm.
I will say I've never really heard of anyone using that as a positive in an interview. That's certainly an interesting way of thinking. Um, what would you do if you won the lottery?
If I won the lottery, oh well,
Mm.
how much is the amount that I won?
You've won $1 million.
Oh, okay. I'm going to for okay. So for 99,100,000 of these dollars, I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to donate them to charity for people who are less privileged than I am.
Mm-hmm.
And
You're not
for
gonna do that.
the
Okay, go ahead.
remaining $1,000, I'm going to get me um, a place to live.
Are you living in the street right now?
I'm not. I'm living in a very nice place, but I am because of the way that our culture is. I am living with my family, with my
Mm-hmm.
parents,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I am planning on like becoming more independent, more
Mm-hmm.
than I already am. So I feel like getting my own place would really help out.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't like family. Okay. Um, What's the best movie you've seen last year?
Uh, the best movie that I've seen last year would have to be. Huh, that's interesting. I don't remember the last time I ever went to the movies. I don't really go to movies. I just read books. Does documentaries count?
Documentaries do count, but that's so disappointing to hear because movies are such an incredible form of 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 teaching. Like
Mm.
movies have taught me so much about life and about myself. So it's disappointing to hear that you don't see movies that often. Um, Unfortunately, they've been taken over by dumb superhero movies, but there's some incredible stuff out there that you should really check out. It's really disappointing that you don't do that. But yeah, what was the last documentary you saw?
The last documentary I saw was Coney 2012. And I saw that very recently. I saw that very recently to kind of also reconnect with my younger self. I
Not
saw that.
Conan.
I saw that recently to kind of reconnect to that old time period of my life.
So the most recent documentary you've seen is one about a completely fake movement that went nowhere. All right. All right. Um you're just such an interesting individual. Like I've never had these types of answers before.
Thank you.
Um that's not a
Is it
compliment.
me or is it hot in here?
It's actually quite. I mean, the windows are open and the breeze is coming in from the outside. But if you don't appreciate the weather of the country you're living in, you can just move. Um, what do you do in your spare time
Uh, I use my spare
aside from
time.
read books? But I don't
Mhm.
want that answer again. Thank you.
Okay, I use my spare time volunteering to help homeless people find shelter, and yeah, I work at this place called Feast, and it helps relocate people that
That's
don't
so interesting because
have
we live
shelter.
somewhere where homelessness is so low. So who do you help? They're all helped by the government. That's so interesting.
Mm. No, actually, I help people who are not helped by the government. You know, the people that I'm talking about,
Oh,
people that get kicked out of their house and whatever, people
oh.
that just go through hard stuff that don't really have the support that others do.
Okay, that's so interesting. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, I'd say definitely Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That's your answer.
Yeah, this is a Muslim company. I just thought that
That's just your answer. Like what? That's where they came from.
yes.
Okay. Wow. Okay. We're a Muslim company, but we also love creative answers to questions. So um, easy outs like that are not going to get you nowhere, unfortunately. Um,
I apologize.
that's totally okay. You don't need to apologize because I don't think we'll be seeing you again.
Uh,
um, oh my God. Okay. Sorry, I went out of character there. I'm so sorry. Um,
character. Okay,
I'm so
interesting.
sorry. I usually when I'm gonna be open with you because you love lightening up the mood. So I wanna be honest with you.
Mhm.
Um, I usually put on this really strong character when I come to interview people, but I'm a really nice person. So I apologize for
Aw.
saying that. One of my last one of the last questions I want to ask is tell me 10 ways to use a pencil other than writing.
Oh, 10 ways to use a pencil other than writing.
Please
Okay.
do not say anything that is not ethical in a work environment.
Oh, that's so interesting that you said that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so they all have to be appropriate ways.
Yes, they all have to be appropriate and safe for work.
Okay. I'd say number one, I'd say you can break a pencil and reuse that reuse that wood somewhere else. You can maybe plant a tree from them because I've heard, I'm not very well informed about this particular thing, but I've heard that people plant their pencils and like a tree would come out.
What the
Um
fuck?
yeah,
What the
oh, that's not safe for work, Mr. Khalifa. But
what? Okay. Okay, sure, that's one.
so one way would be to repurpose the pencil. Another way would be to give it to charity for someone that needs it.
Okay.
Another way, like a third way, would be to use it as decoration. Maybe like if you're throwing like a book themed party, for example. You can hang
Okay.
pencils like around like the ceiling or whatever. Another way would be to sharpen it. That's a way to use a pencil.
Okay.
I would also say to use the eraser part of it. That's another way.
Okay.
Um, to use as a good luck charm, honestly. You can just like not
We're
write
Muslims. We
with
don't
it.
believe in that. We don't believe in that in this company. This is the second red flag. We don't believe in that. I
Oh, I'm
apologize.
sorry. Did I say good luck charm? I
Yes.
meant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I meant to use
Don't say
to
sorry
use
to me.
it as.
Apologize to our Lord and Savior.
I apologize to you, Allah.
Yes, thank you.
To use the pencil to spread the message of Allah. To be honest, just write. Yeah. Well. Does that is that a not writing?
It's not a cop out. That's a creative answer. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I'll spread the message of Allah. I would also. How many do I have left?
You have 3 more.
3 more. Okay. I'd say. That's very interesting. I feel like I feel like I have room to grow here to find out more ways on how to use a pencil other than writing in an ethical way. But I would say that these are all of the answers that I have for now.
That's actually very good. People don't usually make it above 5, so it's actually very good that you made it to 7. I will say there were a few answers that were, here and there, but it's very creative.
Thank you.
Okay. What is your greatest failure and what did you learn from it?
Oh, okay.
Coming to this interview.
Say... This got really heavy. I'd say my biggest failure for sure was not applying for this job earlier. I feel like
why do you say that?
I feel like my whole life has led me to get here, and I don't know. There's something about the Khalifa Enterprises company that really speaks to me, and I really
your whole life you've wanted to work here.
No, well, my whole life isn't an accurate statement, but I would say when I was honestly when I was 12.
But our company was established last year.
It was?
Yes.
Oh.
Did you not do your research before coming here?
I did do research, but I could have sworn there was a Khalifa Enterprises that was there another company with this name before?
That is actually, yes, we get confused with another company. The other Khalifa Enterprises. It's literally the other Khalifa Enterprises. Yes, so unfortunately, I think you're applying to the wrong place, but we're still considering you. We're still considering you, of course. So,
well, then yeah. I'll say another like greatest failure of mine. I would say that the greatest failure of mine is not getting into movies and not like exploring that art form, because I can learn a lot from movies, and I just really regret not getting into like that form of media.
Your greatest failure in life is not getting into movies. Okay.
Yeah.
And finally, to wrap this interview up, what is your proudest achievement?
I'm trying not to get emotional, but my proudest excuse me. My proudest achievement is stepping foot into this building 2 hours ago. I just felt like, like the thing in the lobby, like with the line of the pictures of the CEOs. That just really spoke to me, and like
actually that was taken down yesterday. I believe you saw that in a picture online, and you did not see. It's actually not on the way to this interview room.
No, yeah, it's not on the way to this interview room. It's in the it's the wall next to the bathrooms in the lobby. Who are these people?
Oh, these people are the are the multiversal clones of me.
Multi. Well, that makes a lot of sense because I just
Yes.
looked at every single one of them and I was just so inspired, and I just fell on my knees just right there, and I feel like I felt like I finally found my purpose in life. I felt like I finally found a role model that I want to base my entire life on. Um yeah, so I'd say my proudest moment has to be stepping foot into this very luxurious, very prestige building.
The question was proudest achievement, not moment, but okay. I don't think that's necessarily an achievement walking into a building, but if you consider it an achievement,
I'd
okay.
say another proud achievement of
We're
mine
wrapping up
would
our
be. I'd
interview.
say that
Thank you so
excuse
much
me.
for thank
I'm
you
so
so much for
sorry.
your
I'm so
time
sorry.
today. We're
I'm
wrapping up
so
our
sorry.
interview. You can the door's right there. You can leave. I will tell you right now, to save you a lot of pain. I don't think you made it, but that's all. You answered all of my questions really well in really creative ways. So
Then why am
thank you,
I? Wait,
thank
why
you
am
for
I
your
not getting
time.
accepted? Why am I? Why did I not get it? Can I have feedback just so I know
Because you
what I can
seem a little
do?
cuckoo up there, and you said something about multiversal beings or whatever. I don't know where that came from. I think you're imagining things.
Mr.
Um,
Khalifa, I'm sure you mentioned the multiversal being.
this is what are you on about?
Okay, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
this interview's over. Can you please call the next person on your way
Uh
out?
is that my job here in this company?
That's not your
I got the
job.
job. Okay, thank you,
That's
Mr.
not your
Khalifa. Thank
job.
you so much.
That's
Oh
just an
my god,
ethical
thank
human
you.
thing to do. I'm so sorry. Can you please leave?
Thank
This is
you.
you're scaring
Excuse
me. I'm
me, Miss
scared. I'm
Megan. It's
scared.
your turn.
Please. I'm so scared. Please leave. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Mr. Khalifa. I love you so much.
Please. Okay. Oh, love you. Okay, that's strong. Please. Thank you.
Goodbye. Can't wait to see you in
Bye.
work tomorrow.
And scene. That was
Period.
disastrous.
That was a disaster.
You need to work in Mubarak here. Oh, you don't. Well, you don't need to interview. Anyways,
Well, I mean, I could need interviews like
not soon
after.
though. Yeah,
Yeah, not soon.
not soon. That was fun. I
That
feel
was
like
fun.
I'm
Yeah.
so, I'm so proud of some of our answers because like we ate that up. We ate that up. Can you
Oh,
actually,
period.
can you actually plant a tree with like a pencil thing?
There is actually that does exist. My brother did give me something like that. Um, yeah, he gave me like a pencil that like I use, and like after I'm done using it, I just like there's a seed in it or something like that, and like I plant a tree with it.
So it's a special type of pencil. You can't do that with any type of pencil.
I think so. I think so.
Barton, if that was an actual interview question and I was the interviewer, I would end the interview right there. But I'd be like, this person is like fucking cracked out, insane. Please get him out of here. Plant a
Khalifa's the
tree with a
character.
pencil?
Khalifa's the character. It's not me.
It sounded like it sounded a lot like you. It sounded strangely similar.
Khalifa, I've been method acting for 21 years for this role. It's
Yeah.
giving Jared
Oh
Leto.
wow. Oh wow. We love that. We love that. We love that. Yeah,
Period.
but I do plan on lying in interviews. Like I'm not a very positive person, but I will say I'm positive. I will say I'm hardworking, even though I'm not. I will say all of those things. And when the interview process comes, this episode will be deleted. Like this will be deleted.
Oh,
This
period.
will be taken out, or like
Look,
cut, or like whatever. But this will
like
be taken down.
I will say, I did not at all. I mean, you can tell I did not at all take this seriously.
Me either.
I did not like. Yeah, I that won't be the way
I was hoping for you to ask me about the book question because I would have been like, I just read 1981, a classic. I know, such a classic answer. It's 1984, not 1981.
Not 1981. Bitch, I was gonna when you asked me about books, I was gonna pull out this Hillary Clinton biography that I have, and I was gonna like just say the title of it. I just saw it just now. It's called "Hard Choices" by Hillary Rodham Clinton.
I would have been like, we don't care about U.S. politics in this company. Thank you so much for that, though.
Oh,
I would have been like,
period.
I just read 1984. It's such a classic, but it encapsulates everything we're going through right now as a collective, and it's just so mind blowing to me that this prolific author managed to call everything that was happening right now. It's just so amazing. It's just so amazing to me.
Bitch, you really got me with like the documentary question, because I cannot for the life of me remember what the last documentary I watched
Not
was.
Cody 2012. I'm screaming.
Bitch, the
you know
actual last documentary I watched was like the Beyonce concert video thingy.
Homecoming?
Homecoming. That's the last documentary I watched.
The last documentary I saw was it was a series. It was I'll Be Gone in the Dark, which is like a true crime thing.
I watched Making a Murderer.
I'm so sorry. That was such a flop. Oh, Tiger King! Tiger King is the last documentary I saw.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
I haven't seen season 2. Season 1's really great, though. You should watch it. There was something I wanted to mention. About Queen 2012. Did you know that the guy went insane?
No. Which
The
guy?
white
The
guy.
one that made the movie? Coney?
Yeah. No. The white guy.
What? What happened?
Wasn't Coney the murderer or whatever in Africa?
Yeah, Coney was the murderer, yeah.
The white guy that made the video after the whole campaign failed because nobody showed up, he went crazy and was like walking naked in the street or whatever, and he had an Oprah interview. It was wild. He had a mental break. It was You've never heard about this?
No, not at all.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Bitch, I haven't heard anything about the Coney stuff after I watched that YouTube video.
The Coney 2012, that was the first thing that I remember going viral. Everybody had seen Coney 2012. Everybody.
Yeah, what a moment. It was a huge deal. It was a huge deal.
What a moment in time.
And it went nowhere.
It literally went nobody. It was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
He was like, "Let's go fight this man in Africa." I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Is Coney still alive?
Oh, let me look that up actually.
Okay.
Coney 2012. Jason Russell is the white guy's name.
Oh, okay. Period.
Coney. Joseph Coney is still alive.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They ain't touched that man.
Interesting.
All of that
it's been 10 years.
It's been 10 years. And for what? Apparently there's another movie about him called The Invisible Enemy. Okay. Interesting.
Okay, Letterboxd.
Okay. It's giving. Anyways, with that, thank you for listening to this weird episode of MK.
This is a very weird episode. Do you think we'd do a role play again?
This was fun. I liked it.
It was fun. I don't know how fun it would be to listen to, but it was very fun.
It was fun
doing it.
It was fun to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I foresee role play episodes in our future. I definitely see this happening again. Yeah.
Khalifa, next time we do a roleplay episode, we need to not even announce it before we start the episode already in our roles.
And roleplay?
Just confuse the fuck out of the
audience. Do you
want
to do a Glee-esque roleplay where we switch characters? I'm you and you're me?
No. That would be oh my god. Khalifa, that should be next week's. I love that.
Next week is
to the list.
Oh my god. Next week is gonna be the hectic one.
Wild.
The one about travel.
Yeah. It's gonna be wild.
Yeah. That's gonna be wild. Anyways,
with that, thank you so much for listening to this episode of MK. If you liked this episode, please rate us 5 stars everywhere. If you didn't, please rate us 5 stars everywhere. Follow us on social media at the MK Pod. That's THEMKAYPOD. The MK Pod, THEMKAYPOD. On Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.
We lost 2 followers.
Where?
On the
Twitter?
MK account.
Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Losing people.
Okay, we're not gonna talk about that. Not in the pod. We're gonna deal with that in private.
Okay.
We're very successful, guys.
We're so successful.
How was last episode's performance, by the way?
I didn't check yet, actually.
We'll check it after
I'll check and let you know. But yeah, with that, I hope everyone has a fantastic week. Have a fantastic rest of your day, Khalifa, and a great rest of your week. And goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Des.
Bye. Goodbye, Des.
Goodbye, Des.